Tucked within the cove was the Elsewhere Sanctuary, a vast cube of white concrete, pocked with rows of large porthole windows. Cyan passed the lighthouse on the eastern pier's tip. Its black-on-white spirals were thick but flaking, and its lantern panes were hidden behind slats, just as they'd been for as long as he could remember. He revved the quad up the wide, cobbled ramp that led from the sand to the harbour's raised bank. A fellow resident leaped aside as he flew over the ramp's top. Cyan hit the brakes, swerving to a stop, before grinning at his friend. "Ahoy, Teal!" Teal grimaced and threw both hands into the air.
"Can't you watch where you're going, Cyan?"
Cyan laughed. "Can't you watch where I'm going?" Teal yanked off his wire spectacles and, after wiping them clean with his own green blazer, pinched the tape wrapped tightly around their bridge.
"Worst driver on the island, I swear. Your quad's throwing dirt all over the place."
He put the glasses back on and started scratching his neck and afro.
"It's in my shirt and hair and... everywhere." "Lighten up, Joy Boy. You've been here however long and you're still not used to a bit of sand." "I hate the sand." "You love it. Gives you something to moan about." "I've got you, Cyan. I'll always have something to moan about."
Cyan clicked his fingers.
"Hey, did you see the helicopter come in?" "Heard it land."
Teal gestured over his shoulder to the hangar next to the sanctuary. Cyan could see the helicopter on the hangar's roof, motionless and gleaming on its helipad. Teal shrugged.
"Probably bringing in medical supplies or something." "Supplies come in with a hovercraft. I think it's a new resident."
Cyan flicked dirt from his blazer's double-striped cuffs, then pulled his locket from his pocket.
"Got a message to Seamer's ferryman. Maybe I'm doing a new resident's induction."
Teal shook his head.
"Doubt it. We had Pewter come in just the other day. New residents don't come in that often."
"Dunno. There's always someone else who wants to forget." Cyan slowed as he spoke, thinking back to the words he'd seen carved into bone. His eyebrows began to sink. Teal shook his head again.
"Nah, not today."
Cyan's grin returned.
"You're so sure of yourself. Okay, tell you what, I'll bet you it's a new resident." "Oh yeah? And what'll you bet?" "Tonight's pudding."
Teal mulled this over and began stroking the small pot of his belly.
"Deal. But don't whine when I'm eating your afters."
"Ditto.
Sometime, somewhere."
Cyan doffed an imaginary cap, then shot across the harbour to whip through the hangar's double doors. The quad's snarls echoed across steel walls until Cyan parked by some other bikes and killed the engine. He hung his goggles on the handlebar and hopped off his seat. Smells of diesel and cool metal filled his nose. Two mechanics were tinkering with the orange hovercraft that filled the hangar's bulk. Cyan saluted when they looked at him from behind massive twin propellers, then left the hangar and made for the sanctuary. Hopping up the marble steps that scaled the staff floor and led to the sanctuary's entrance, Cyan paused to murmur beneath his breath. S7270, between green and red. Fight, don't forget. The words bothered him, though he couldn't put his finger on why. A sudden flush of heat had him loosening his collar. He shook his head as if shaking the words away and, after stamping sand from his plimsolls, forced the spring back into his step. And with a push of the revolving door, Cyan entered the Elsewhere Sanctuary. Dose 2. The Grinding Draw. Inside, at least 20 young residents, all dressed in the same green uniform, filled the sanctuary's foyer with chatter. Some crossed the blue carpet on their way to other rooms, while others sat together on trim, colourfully cushioned benches. Paintings of ships and sailors decked the smooth oak walls. From its position